Yes, sir. Just raise your right hand for us, please. Thank you. Solemnly state that the testimony you may give in the cause and outcome before this court. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God.
Yes.
Thank you. Please take a seat over where you stand right over there. Please adjust the microphone there neatly and state and spell your name for the record.
Jamel Phillips, JAMELPHILLIPS.
Thank you.
It's a little loud, but that's okay. Yes. That's all right. There you go. Have fun. That's just what you.
Thank you.
Good morning, Ms. Phillips.
Good morning.
You go by any other names than Jamel Phillips?
Yes.
Go ahead.
ASAP Twelvyy.
So you're 12.
Yes.
I can, or adjust the mic a little.
What are we doing, Ron? I'm sorry.
It's a bit on the loud side.
Yeah.
It's not my fault. All right, let's try that.
Okay, try it again.
ASAP Twelvyy.
Better.
Better?
Yeah.
You don't have to jump into that mic.
Okay.
Hang there, hang there. And is ASAP Twelvyy a stage name?
Yes, it is.
What do you do for a living, Twelvyy?
I'm a musician, a designer, a model. I have a brand called My Last Year Being Broken.
That shit being broke.
Yes.
And what is that brand?
My Last Year Being Broke is a mantra like ASAP. So it's a program like a Big Brother program. We mentor kids.
Capturing relevance overall.
Straight.
We mentor kids. We have back to school drives, studio sessions. I'm trying to get the studio sessions under insurance because to me music is like medicine. Also, I sell apparel. I have therapeutic slides that I created when I was healing from an inguinal hernia surgery. And I'm also providing those to senior citizens.
When you say slides, is that like a slipper or something?
It's a slipper, yes.
And you produce and sell those, or in some instances donate them?
Capturing relevance over 352 as well. Overall.
And so aside from music, clothes, Big Brother program, and the therapeutic slide, anything else?
No, that's it right now.
As far as your music's concerned, are you currently recording?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Did you recently release a song on Apple?
Capturing relevance, Your Honor. Sustain.
Where do you live?
I live in New York,
What part of New York?
Harlem, New York.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up between Harlem and the Bronx.
You know Rakim Mayers?
Yes, I do.
Okay. You know any other names?
ASAP Rocky.
And you see it here, right?
Yes.
When did you meet Rocky?
I met Rocky when I was about 15, so around 2005.
Okay, and how did you meet him?
I met him at it was like a rap battle, you know. Before we turned ASAP, there's some other kids that was like bubbling in New York. They had a rap battle in New York, and I met him.
And how old were you all about that?
I was 15, so Rocky had to be either 15 or 16. He's only like a couple months older than me.
How old are you now, sir?
I'm 35.
Where did you go to school?
In New York, at MLK High.
What does ASAP stand for?
Always strive and prosper.
And can you describe what ASAP is?
ASAP is a collective of not only brothers, women too, kids across the world, models, athletes, designers, philanthropists, you know, kids that took a negative situation and turned it into a positive.
And have you maintained a relationship with Rocky since high school?
Yes,
Would you consider him a good friend today?
yes.
What was that relationship with him after high school?
So after high school, we kind of got closer because the founder of ASAP, Steven Rodriguez, ASAP Yams, he had us as artists of the label, you know. So we would get on the phone, still sharp and still get on the phone, work on our lyrics, work on our music, you know, just be there for each other. Talk about the plans for the future, and yeah, just built a great bond.
And at that point, did you start seeing Rocky more often?
Yes, I did. So I would see him like at studio sessions, musical events, parties, hanging out. out in Harlem and the Bronx. See him often.
Was there a point in time when you ever lived together? Excuse me.
Yes. So in 2011, when Rocky first got signed, he moved all the artists and his friends of the ASAP Collective to an apartment on 57th Street in New York City. It was a small apartment. We was in there like 20, like a group of 20 people. And to me, that was it was like it was great to see that somebody.
Sustain.
How about this ASAP Bills? Was he part of that group?
Yes, sir.
Tell us what he did.
ASAP Ills, he didn't create music. He was more like a model and a designer. You feel me?
There came a point in time where Rocky sort of hit it big.
Yes.
Okay. And were you there for that?
Yes, I was. We're all there for that. When he first got signed in 2011, like I said, he moved
Objection,
us.
relevant aggravated two. All right, Mr. Phillips, when you're asked a question, like a yes or a no question, just answer yes or no, or I don't know, or I don't recall. Don't volunteer anything.
Okay, no problem.
If the attorney wants to flesh it out, then I'll ask you another question.
All right, no problem.
All right, go ahead.
By the way, I assume this is your first time testifying in the courtroom.
Yes.
Okay. Did Rocky provide opportunities for you?
Yes.
Objection, relevance, overruled.
Okay.
Yes, he did.
And what were those opportunities about?
Objection, 352, overruled.
So Rocky was the first artist to be signed into a major label. So with that opportunity, he gave the other artists and ASAP record deals.
And did you create music with Rocky?
Yes.
Okay, tell us about that.
I've been creating music with Rocky since I was about 16, 17, you feel me? And not only be able to create music, he gave me the opportunity to be his, I guess his hype man on tour. And with that, I will go to the venue, check out the venue, check out the layout, do everything that he would need to do before he gets to the venue and give him a rundown.
Okay, so when you said the words hate man.
Yes. Okay.
Tell the jury, what's a hate man?
Okay, a hype man is when you have a primary artist, which is ASAP Rocky, and then being that I was one of the, I guess, upcoming artists, A AP Twelvyy on the label, I was able to learn from him and learn the role, learn the business, and also learn the stage. He gave me the opportunity to, I guess, control the crowd serve, do everything that you have to do for a show, you know, and keep the crowd going, keep the crowd participation high.
Hype.
Yeah.
When did you start doing that hate man thing for him?
I think 2011, 2012.
And when did you do that until roughly?
Till about 2016.
And what did you do after that? You yourself, 12 weeks.
So after 2016, the individual artists in ASAP had kind of established solo careers, you feel me? So I branched off to do a solo tour. And my first day of my solo tour, I ended up getting an inguinal hernia. And I couldn't be Rocky hype man anymore, and I had to slow down from traveling for a little while.
What year was that roughly?
That was 2016.
And there's no point in time where you moved to California with Rocky.
Yes.
When was that?
We moved to California with Rocky in 2012. So in 2012, and then again in 2022 during COVID.
How about in 2020? Were you living with Rocky in 2020?
Yes, yes.
Where was that?
That was West Hollywood in LA, yes.
In 2020.
2020.
And did Rocky help your career at that point at all? 2020.
Yes. In 2020, he helped me get out my Sony deal.
Get out of your Sony deal?
Yes.
Okay. So you had a Sony deal.
I had a Sony deal, and he helped me out of it.
out of it, so.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, you don't get into the details, but it wasn't working out for you, some deal, and Rocky helped you get out of the deal.
Yes.
Did at some point in time, you guys stop working together?
We probably stopped being business partners, but never stopped being friends.
Okay. When did you stop being business partners or doing professional work together?
Maybe like 18 or so, you feel me? Because I was already an ASAP Twelvyy, like a solo artist, and APRocky was building his label, but he was also signing other artists, you feel me? So I just felt the need to just work on my own career.
But you still remain close friends?
Yeah, that was my friend, my brother.
So you moved to California twice, according to your testimony, 2012 and then 2020?
Yes.
And what were you doing when you moved to LA?
I was just creating music, working out, just building a bond.
Do you know someone by the name of Terell Ephron?
Yes, I do.
And do you know him by any other names?
Yes. A AP Relli.
And how'd you meet him?
I met A AP Relli through the ASAP Collective. We all grew up together. We all grew up in the same boroughs. We used to hang out with each other, go to events, go to musical sessions, the gym. You feel me? It was a brother.
And roughly, you know roughly what year you met him?
I met him around the same time I met Rocky, so around 2005, 2006.
Okay. And tell us the story what your relationship with Relli was like.
I had a good relationship with Relli. We would get up, we would work out together. He had musical artists, so I would work with his musical artists, and we just would build a bond. Being that we were a part of the ASAP Collective, treated him like a brother, like everybody else in the collective.
At that time, in the early years, what was comparing the relationship with Rocky and Relli? Was it similar, the same, different?
In the early years, it was the same, but when Rocky started getting way busier, I remember Rocky helped me get my passport, and from there we would travel the world a lot. We wouldn't really be in like New York or the States, so I didn't have too much time to deal with Relli at that moment. But we would still speak and stuff like that.
When was the last time you saw Relli?
Last time I saw Relli was, I think the summer of 2022 in the Bronx.
So, well, tell us about that.
I was living in the Bronx, and he was living across the street from me. And this particular day, I was reading a book. So I'm reading a book outside. And
This point, relevant.
Sustain.
Your Honor, this is impeachment? Okay, approach if you'd like. Explain to
All right, go ahead.
you. Guys?
continue.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I was reading a book. He lived down the block from me, and this is like the same neighborhood we would work out in. So we were known to see each other, but this is the first time I've seen him in a while. So I'm reading a book. I'm reading I think Who Killed Martin Luther King by James Earl Ray.
Yes, relevance is what you read.
You're right, but go ahead.
My apologies. So I'm reading a book,
Don't feel apologies.
and I see somebody like walking towards me. So at first, like I put the book down a little bit, and then I hear something. Then I hear something again. So then I focus and I notice it's him, and then like I catch him say something about yo, Rocky did bad by not
Your
taking.
Honor, Your Honor, we need to approach on the,
You've established,
Your
you've
Honor.
established what you need to establish. Go on to something else.
Your Honor, that's an issue, we do need to approach, I cannot express this on the record.
I'll move on.
Your Honor, if there was an answer, can it be stricken?
It was on
Want to make sure?
The question is stricken. If there was an answer, it is stricken. Go on to another topic.
Are you aware whether or not Rocky had been the victim of prior violence?
Yes.
You have personal knowledge of that?
Yes.
Okay. Tell us about the first instance you're aware of that you have personal knowledge of that you saw.
Well, and,
Your Honor, same issue, no discovery in this area.
That's not true, Your Honor. That's why he was carrying that weapon. No, that's not a reported statement. They have police reports on that, sir.
It's there.
It's in the summary. Overall,
Okay. 2018, you said?
fifth line down.
yes.
Go ahead. Tell us about that incident.
In 2018, I'm not too sure what club it was, but we was in a club having a good time, and a brawl broke out in the club.
Objection that we have. no-
Overall,
A brawl broke out in the club, and we got jumped, and we both ended up cut inside the club.
And when you say both, yourself?
Yes, I got stabbed, and A$AP Rocky got stabbed.
Okay. How about another instance that you were personally aware of or saw yourself?
But several times I would be at his crib in LA, and the stalker was
Crib means
his house.
It's not a crib.
I would pull up to his house in LA when I was staying there, and several times while I was staying there, stalkers would pull up to his crib.
And you saw that?
Yes.
And you remember what years that was, roughly?
That was 2020 and 2021.
And were you there when there were any home invasions?
No, I wasn't, but I definitely heard about the home invasion.
Objection calls for hearsay also.
sustained.
No discovery.
Move on to another topic. Fully established what you intend.
Yes, sir.
Motion to strike the answer that was given.
You sustained, Your Honor. I mean, this moment was sustained.
There was an answer, or the question and the answer are stricken. Jury can disregard. Go ahead.
Okay. Do you know any security measures Rocky took in response to those instances you just testified to?
Yes.
Tell us.
I know he had to get a whole new security staff, and also I know he walked around with a prop,
Prop what?
like a starter pistol, like a prop gun. As a defense.
Okay. And how do you know he had a prop gun?
Well, I've seen it on several occasions. The first time I seen it, it wasn't on his like body for anything. It was for a video shoot, the DMV video shoot in the Bronx.
When was that?
That was July 2021.
Okay. And you were at that video shoot?
Yes, I was.
You were actually part of the video shoot?
Yes, I came in the video.
Okay. Who else was in the video?
Me, myself, Rocky, A$AP Hills, Rihanna was featured in the video as well.
And in that video, you said you saw prop guns?
Yes. So he had a scene that was more like a private scene. Not too many people could be around the scene, and in the apartment, they were having like it was like a mini movie, you know. So he had props, he had different things to make it feel like a movie set in that scene.
Okay. And after the video shoot was complete,
Yes.
did Rocky do anything with any of those prop guns?
Well, I'm not too sure about the video shoot, but I do remember seeing him again with a prop. September of that same
Same
year.
objection, Your Honor.
Sustained. Not responsive.
Okay. After the video shoot, did you see him with a prop gun again?
Yes.
When?
In September
Of what year?
2021
Where?
in Harlem.
For what?
Well, I remember I was getting food on 143rd and Lenox, and he happened to hit me. I told him where I was at. He came to see me, and
And
we.
you always say, he didn't hit you.
Oh no, he contacted me.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
okay.
He contacted me to see where I was at, and I was uptown getting some food on 143rd and Lenox, and we met up. It was like a block party across Street, on the same street. So across the street, we went to eat in the park, and I just remember when he was sitting down, seeing something like bulging out his white T-shirt, and I asked about it. He showed me, and it was the same situation from a DMV.
He told you it was proper.
Yes.
Was there,
Motion to strike is hearsay that the defendant says.
Stay.
how about, in California? Did you see that property in California?
Yes.
When?
Your Honor, objection, no discovery?
You could, I mean, you could answer.
Okay, so when I came back to California for the, I think it was the Complex Con event, that week we would like work out early in the morning. We'd go for bike rides around his area, and this is still like COVID area, so he didn't have security, and that was basically like his line of defense. If anybody ran down on him, he would have the property one.
And that again, that was September 2021.
September of 2021.
Do you yourself have any familiarity with starter pistols or pop guns or replica guns there at all?
Yes.
Okay. How do you have familiarity?
In a couple of my music videos, I've used replicas and props. And being on set with Rocky, I came like to be knowledgeable of, you know, having props and certain equipment that make a music video look like a better production.
Do you know in particular one music video that you use pop guns in?
For my music video? Oh, yes.
What's the name of that?
It's called Escape.
So, according to you, you saw Rocky before November 6th with the prop gun 3 times.
Yes.
The DMV video,
Yes.
the time in Harlem
In Harlem.
in September 2021, and then Los Angeles.
Yes.
When you saw the prop gun in September 2021, was it the same as you saw the DMV video?
From what I remember, it was a bit different because now it had a belt clip so he could secure it, and I think it had like a clear clip, like I guess like replica magazine. Yeah.
And in Los Angeles, did it look like it looked in New York?
Yes.
And that was November 2021,
Yes.
first few days?
First you did yes.
Let's direct your attention to November 6th, 2021.
Yes.
Were you with Rocky that day?
Yes.
Okay. What were you doing that morning or that day?
Well, that morning I remember we worked out because we wanted to get our bodies ready for the Complex Con show, which was the next day. So I was staying at the little perk, met him at his crib, worked out a little bit, and then around, I think, 5 or 6 o'clock, we headed out to Long Beach.
Who were you there preparing this performance with?
The ASAP Collective, from what I remember, it was me, Rocky, Ills, Lou, you know, a lot of our friends from New York, a lot of the friends from the collective. There was the 10-year anniversary of Live Love ASAP. It was a big deal. It was also the first show for him or anybody else in the past like 2 years because of COVID. So it was a pretty big deal.
You mentioned the name Lou. Who is Lou?
Lou, ASAP Lou is he's a member of the collective, but he's also I guess Rocky's manager.
And at any point on November 6th, you see ASAP Lou holding Rocky's property.
Yes. So I guess when Rocky had
Anything after yes is stricken. So the answer is yes,
Yes.
you did.
I'm sorry, tell us the circumstance of how you saw Lou holding Rocky's property.
yes.
Objection, no discovery.
So Lou, he also works, you know, as a manager. He works as a stagehand. He has multiple hats, and I just remember that day. I guess he just had to get it from Rocky while Rocky
Objection,
performed the
also
set.
speculation.
Sustain.
Motion to strike the answer.
What did you see? Well, yes.
Oh, I seen Lou with the prop.
Which one?
The same prop that I seen in New York.
With Velcro?
Yes,
With that sort of replica magazine extender?
yes.
What is your understanding, sir, as to why Rocky was carrying a prop gun instead of a regular gun?
Objection, that's been called for speculation, and or hearsay.
All right. Let's direct you, by the way, what is your understanding, just to be clear, what a prop gun, sort of, is the replica gun, whatever it's called? What is your understanding of what it is?
It's a device that looks and sounds like a real gun, I guess.
And you've seen it used in, you said
Yeah,
music video.
my music videos, I've seen it in movies, I've seen it in his music videos, I've seen it several times.
All right, I want to direct your attention now to November 6, 2021.
No problem.
On that day, were you with Rocky doing an altercation with Relli?
Yes.
Who else was with you?
ASAP Bills.
And in case that Bill's his other name, his real name is,
Elijah Ulonga.
can you tell us what happened from the beginning of that day?
Okay, so we were at the conference call rehearsal getting ready for the show tomorrow. And everything was good. You feel me? We was having a good show. And towards the end of rehearsal, because I'm on stage with Rocky, I just I see him kind of like dealing with something on his phone. And he kind of put me onto it. Relli was online, just like disgracing his name, running his name through the mud, you feel me? So Rocky was like, yo, bro, I'm gonna go holler at Relli. I'm gonna go talk to Relli, you feel me? And I was already with him at Complex Con, so that's why I went with him. And he asked me to call Relli, text Relli, but Relli didn't respond to me, you feel me? But Relli was still responding to, I guess, Rocky.
This is a narrative, it's also no discovery.
Ask another question.
Okay. Do you remember if Rocky was dealing with something on his phone?
Yes.
Did you hear his end of the conversation?
Just not the end of the conversation.
His end of it, his part.
Oh, yes,
What he
yes,
was
yes,
saying.
yes, yes,
Okay.
yes.
And did that have to do with bad-mouthing Relli or Relli bad-mouthing Rocky about Josh's funeral?
It was Rocky explaining to me how Relli was bad-mouthing Rocky about not handling Josh's funeral.
Objection, that's going to call for hearsay. Motion is strike. Also, no discovery.
Your Honor, to the speaker, but,
No.
okay, then the reproach.
No.
All right. So, who was Josh?
Josh,
Objection, relevance, and
Overruled.
352.
Josh, it's ASAP Josh. He was a member of the collective that passed away in October 2021.
Who paid for Josh's funeral expenses?
Objection, relevance, and 352.
Initials. Do you know of a dispute between Relli and Rocky about the paying of Josh's funeral?
Objection, relevance, and 352.
Yes,
Okay.
I guess
No.
Yes.
Hold on. Yes, it's good.
Answer the question.
And what do you know about the dispute?
Objection, that's going to call for a hearing.
He's aware of the dispute.
Now, the next day was Complex Con, you said?
yes.
Did Rocky, in your presence, attempt to reach out to Relli,
Yes, he did.
clear the air before Complex Con?
Yes, he did.
And at Complex Con, were you all supposed to be going together?
Yes. Well, from Complex Con on the 6th, we were all supposed to go to the Playboy Cardi concert as a group, as a collective. And then the next day, we were all supposed to perform at Complex Con as an ASAP collective.
And why was that an important day Is there anything specifically important about that next day?
Objection, relevance, and
Overruled.
352.
Yes. It was the 10-year anniversary of the project that got APRocky and the ASAP Collective signed.
Did you, hear Rocky speaking to Relli that
Yes.
day? Okay. And was that on the phone initially?
Yes.
What did you hear Rocky say?
Objection, hearsay.
Stan, you can ask to describe the tenor of the conversation,
Sure.
but not the words.
Okay. First of all, before I ask you about the tenor of the conversation, you personally, did you try to reach out to Relli that night, November 6th, 2021?
Yes, I did.
How did you try and do that?
I believe I called him and I texted him.
Did he ever respond to that?
No.
Okay, you heard the judge, you can describe the tenor of that conversation without words. What was the tenor of that conversation? You know what I mean by tenor of that conversation, the sort of the atmosphere of the conversation, the mood of the conversation.
Okay. From what I recall, I feel like it was like a humorous, brotherly conversation. Yo, where you at? Like, all right, let's link, let's have this conversation. It wasn't nothing more than that.
What was Rocky's tone like in the conversation?
Well, being that we was coming from complex,
Overruled.
we was coming from complex con, we got a big show. He was in a good mood. You feel me?
It's not responsive.
No. Forget about his mood. Let's just listen to my question again. I know this is not your everyday thing. What was Rocky's tone during the conversation?
Happy, sad, angry,
It
confused.
was on the phone. It was kind of happy. It was just more or less trying
All
to.
right, you can ask the question. Go ahead.
Now, was Rocky talking calm?
Yes.
And what happened after the call?
Objection, it's called for a narrative.
Well, after the call, because we were in Long Beach, we had to go from Long Beach back to LA. So it really was just in the car playing new music, getting vibes together. Everything was like exciting. Everything was like happy.
Who was driving the car? You see in the car?
I think we had a driver. It was complex call weekend. I believe they provided like traffic for us.
And did you eventually get to downtown LA, this parking garage on Argyle Street eventually?
Yes.
Okay. Where were you sitting in this car?
I was sitting in the back.
Okay. When you stopped and got out, who was the first to get out and who was the last of the three of you?
Okay, Rocky, then Ills, then me.
And what did you see when you got out?
So when I first got out, I was just seeing Rocky walk up the hills, Ills walk slightly behind him, and I seen brother coming down there.
And when you saw Relli coming down the hill, describe what you saw.
So as I'm looking up, I just see like Relli coming down the hill with a little extra momentum, not running or anything, but just a little pep and stuff.
And did there come a point in time where Relli and Rocky met?
Yes.
Okay, what happened when they met?
Well, as soon as they met, from what I've seen, it was just like Relli just grabbed Rocky. It's just off as soon as he seen him, just grabbed him.
Okay. And what happened after he grabbed you?
So he's kind of grabbing him, and Relli's a big dude, you know, Relli big. So he's kind of like grabbing him and shaking him. So at this point, Rocky tries to like, I guess grab him too, but grip the floor so he can maintain his balance because Relli was kind of like trying to lift him up by his hoodie.
Now, at one point, we'll just play that video. We have that? I'm going to show you a video from that garage encounter on Argyle Street on November 6th, 2020.
Which exhibit is this?
No problem.
Is this the one that,
This is.
oh, E.
E. Is that an E? Yes. No, no, it's not E. M as in Mary?
Yes.
M as in Mary.
Paul, make this.
There's a power button on the side.
My side?
Yeah, just at the top.
Well, you could look at that little screen right behind you. There's a sort of video one. Easier for you to see. I'll play it through once and then I'll ask you about it. Keep that there, I might need to refer back to it. You turn around. That, obviously, it's just a small snippet with an obstructed view, but is that part of what you saw?
Yes.
Okay. And when you see them going backwards towards that parking sign, I guess Relli is holding Rocky and Rocky's holding Relli and going backwards that way. What did you observe?
I observed, like I said, Rocky was trying to get his balance so that he wouldn't like lift him or throw him or push him anyway. But there's
Speculation, that's what you call for speculation as to why.
The answer is, remains as is without adding anything.
Okay. And then, what did you see when they were going backwards?
I seen really like pulling like Rocky.
And what was your reaction? Your reaction?
Well, my reaction, I was surprised because from my understanding, these dudes were only supposed to have a conversation. You know, I didn't expect anything else.
Did you do anything?
Besides try to break it up, you know, just put my hands in the middle of it.
You see yourself on that video at the end there?
Yes.
You're wearing that red jacket? Is that right?
Yes.
One point, is that Ills who gets in the middle?
Yes.
In that small clip there, you see Rocky holding an object that looks like a firearm.
Yes.
Okay. And what was that in fact?
That was his pride.
Okay. And tell us how it came out, how you saw him holding it.
From my recollection, being that Relly's a big dude and Relly was like,
Objection, most
Stay,
strikes,
stay,
non-responsive.
stay.
The court instruct the witness to answer only when asked.
Out to our ironic.
Ask the question again.
Yeah. So, sure I know how to ask it a different way. but I'll
Ask him
it
what he
right.
saw, ask him what he saw.
But just,
as I said, I seen Relly grabbing Rocky, almost picking him up off the ground. And with that happening, his pants started falling.
it's me.
The Rocky pants started falling. You know, so
Did you see that in the video there?
yeah.
Okay, go back to that clip, please. I just want to make sure we're talking about the same thing. When we come back from that, you see Rocky's pants down there?
It's leading.
Sustain.
Okay, what do you see?
I see him right there.
Yeah.
So his pants are lower than they're supposed to be, and then I see him try to put his prop back, like adjust it back into the belt.
Which hand was he holding that prop with?
His left hand.
Is Rocky left or right?
He's a righty.
What did you do at that point?
At that point, I just stepped in the middle and just tried to break it up.
Okay.
And also, I was trying to tell Rocky to go. Like, yo, bro, we out of here. Like, Relli's going crazy right now. Let's go.
Objection, motion to strike is non-responsive.
Okay. Why did you tell Rocky to get out of here?
Because, for one, I see that the conversation that they were supposed to have, it didn't look like they was going to have a conversation, and Relli was a big aggressor. And I didn't understand that. It's like, we all friends.
Objection, motion to strike is non-responsive.
Everything after we're all friends is strict.
Okay. Who's the aggressor in this encounter?
Relli.
Okay. Is that why you told Rocky to leave?
Yes.
Okay. Did you ever see Rocky point that object, just a prop gun according to you, at Relli at all during that parking garage encounter?
No.
You ever see Rocky press a gun, prop gun, that you described here, against Relli's stomach, to point at his head or his chest?
No, I did not.
Okay. Would you have seen that if it happened?
Yes, I was there.
Okay. When Rocky pulled out that starter pistol, did Relli say anything?
Yes.
What did he say?
He told him to shoot that fake ass gun.
And how, and you heard that clearly?
Yes.
And how fast was this altercation?
It was pretty fast. Pretty fast.
After it was over, and like you said, you tried to push Rocky to go away, what did you all do?
We ended up turning the corner.
Okay, maybe we should put the map up real quick. I think we'll use the people.
Keep it exhibit 5.
The bottom. Okay, full screen. I'm going to put, Mr. Twelvyy, Mr. Phillips, I'm going to put the map up here so it'll help acclimate. People's Stew? Okay, People's Stew, we're going to put up. Okay, see where that red pen just was?
Yeah.
That's Argyle Avenue, that's where that parking lot was, parking, arrow parking, right there, you see that? Right there. Yeah, there's a point or something, I think, so. Yeah, use that thing. Just go up there. That would be, that one.
Yeah.
Just do like this. Here's Argyle, here's the parking lot, right?
Okay.
And then here's Selma, right? And then, here it is, thank you. Here's East Del Mar. So just show the jury from the parking lot to Selma to East Del Mar which direction they're swimming here.
Mr. Tacopina, one of the participants needs a break.
Okay.
So,
Sure.
10 minutes?
Yes, sir.
John Hamm.
Well, let me ask you, Mr. Phillips, would you agree that it would be really important if you're trying to explain the situation with the prop gun, that you would have communicated, hey, listen, I've seen Rocky 3 other times with a prop gun. Would you agree that would be important?
Yes.
So, do you believe that you would have told the defense of that important information when they interviewed you?
I'm not so sure. It was a while ago.
Do you agree that there's no mention of it in what I handed you?
This is.
What's the grounds?
Relevancy.
It's not relevant that it's not in there. Sustain.
Now, you're aware that at the time of this incident, that Mr. Mayers, let me back up. Can you explain, you said that he carried the starter pistol for security measures, And you then expanded that to say he did so after being a victim of violence and home invasions, correct? Can you explain to me how a starter pistol would assist someone who was the victim of violence or a home invasion?
Only answer that I have is that you could scare somebody away with it. That's the only thing that I have.
So if somebody was doing a home invasion, I want you to assume the following hypothetical.
Yes.
An individual does a home invasion and they have a weapon such as a firearm. Would you agree that a prop gun is not going to act as a deterrent to someone with a real firearm?
See, that's hypothetical situation.
You don't have to answer, the objection sustained.
Mr. Phillips, can a prop gun, in your experience, does it have the ability to actually stop somebody from committing violence against you?
From my understanding with the situation with Relli, no.
In fact, the reason you say that is, it's your testimony that Relli knew it was a prop gun, correct?
Yes.
I'm going to get back to this in a moment. In the entertainment world, in the rap world that you are involved with, are you aware of individuals, of rappers, unfortunately, who have been subjected to violence, even who've been murdered?
Objection, Overruled.
Yes.
Would you agree that if someone was out to commit a violent offense against an individual, that a prop gun is not going to be a match for a real gun or a knife or any other kind of weapon? Would you agree?
Well, I'm not too sure because I'm not in another person's shoe, and I'm not too sure how they would react to seeing the prop gun.
I want to give you the following hypothetical. I want you to assume that you're in your own home and home invaders come into your house with real firearms. Would you agree that a prop gun is not going to be the kind of weapon that's going to have any ability to stop those individuals?
I'm not too sure.
So you think that an individual, someone comes in with actual firearms, person pulls a prop gun, can you explain to me what they can do with that prop gun when they're up against somebody with a real firearm?
Well, the prop gun sounds and looks like a real gun. So I feel like if somebody's breaking into your home and they see you make a gesture to protect your home, they might not even shoot you. They might just leave. They go.
So,
You're getting a little bit loud. Don't sit so close to the microphone.
so it's your testimony, though, your prior statements, that Relli knew, allegedly, this was a prop gun at the time the defendant pulled it out. Is that correct?
Yes, I believe that.
Can you explain to me how, if Relli knew it was a prop gun, how pulling out a prop gun that Relli knows is fake is going to act as a deterrent to anything?
The sound.
The sound.
Yes, the sound.
So meaning your testimony would be that if Relli sees a gun that he knows is fake, you would agree a prop gun can't hurt him. Would you agree?
Correct.
But that if that prop gun that can't hurt him is fired, that the sound is going to scare him.
I would reject what you stated on another speculation.
Can you rephrase it?
Are you saying that even though you testified Relli knew that this was a prop gun, not real, you're saying the deterrent would have been that, well, the sound could have scared him?
Yes.
Can you explain how the sound of a gun that somebody knows is phony and not real is going to scare anybody?
Well, it's so loud that you would think it's a real gunshot and you would move away.
But you just told us, sir, that it's not a question of whether he thinks it's a real gun or not. Your position, your testimony is is that he knew it was a fake gun, and that as soon as the defendant pulled it out, he said something effective, put that fake shit away. Correct? That's what he testified to.
Yes.
So how is it that if he knows it's a fake gun, how is that going to deter him from anything?
Attention, speculation, Your Honor.
You're aware that at the time of the incident, that Mr. Mayers had real guns, correct?
I guess so, yes.
Well, you've seen real guns in his house, correct?
I never seen him with a real gun in his house. Well, no.
I'm sorry,
Let me-
can you answer
I said I never seen him with a real gun in his house.
Let's show People's 39, A through F, please.
I'm sorry, there.
You've been to the defendant's house in West Hollywood, correct?
Yes.
You stayed there, correct?
Yes.
You partied there, correct? Is that correct?
Yes.
You've been there on multiple occasions, correct?
Yes.
You were there in 2021, correct?
Yes.
You've been there since that time, correct?
Been there since a couple times.
So, this People's 39, you recognize that's the defendant's bedroom and his bed, correct?
I'm not too sure, honestly, but it looks like a bed.
So you're saying you don't recall seeing that bed before?
No, I've seen the bed before, but I can't really tell.
Well,
Because it also, like, you never been to Rocky crib. He be having like some cool looking couches that look futuristic. So I'm
I
too
have
sure.
not been there.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I'm not too sure.
Okay. When you look at it right now, does that appear to be, from what you can tell, what does AWGE mean?
Oh,
Huh?
oh,
What does that mean? Does that mean something?
mean oh.
What- Okay. Have you, what's that term from?
Objection, well, it's
What- Your Honor, I'm having crew.
Do you know what that means?
No, I just know it's oh. It's just.
Do you know what the letters mean?
I don't know. I could have my own way, but I'm not.
You
too
don't
sure.
know for sure?
No.
Your Honor,
Speculation.
there was a,
One shoot or sidebar, or we're gonna.
yeah, we need to go to sidebar. What AWG is, and you have said you have no idea, correct? Is that correct?
Yes.
Did you hear the defendant, when I asked the question, loudly say, don't answer it?
I heard something. I'm not too sure what I heard. I was listening to you.
Did you hear somebody say, don't answer it?
I didn't hear what was verbally said. I heard something.
Isn't it true that AWG, AWGE, is a brand that is connected with the defendant?
Yes.
So a moment ago, when I asked you what AWG was, and you said, I have no idea, why did you say that when you're now saying, yes, it's a brand connected with the defendant?
Objection, this state's testimony, Your Honor. That's what it means. Not what it
Yeah,
was.
that was the question. Sustain.
Did you, a moment ago, testify that you did not know what AWG was when I asked you?
You asked me what did the acronym mean.
No, I did not. I never used the word
You
AWG.
said, well, you asked me what.
Don't start debating with
What
each other.
does, I asked you, what does AWG mean? And you said, I have no idea. Do you recall that?
I know what ASAP means. I don't know what O means.
All right, that's
Okay. I want to first ask you, Mr. Phillips, have you had any contact, that means by text, in person, smoke signals, whatever it might be, any contact with the defendant or his attorney since you were sitting in court on Friday?
No, sir.
So I want to go back to the end of the first incident. And you understand, when I say first incident and second incident, you understand what I mean, right?
If you could be more detailed, just so we can be on the same page.
Sure. So the first incident is going to be the incident by the parking garage by the W. The second incident is going to be where the shooting happened in the parking lot. So when I say first incident, I mean the first incident. Second incident is the one in the parking lot. You understand that now?
Yes.
So I want to ask you, how did the first incident by the parking garage and entrance. How did that end? What caused that to end?
By me telling Rocky to go around the corner, and also by Ills, I guess, trying to calm down Rep.
You would agree that that first incident ended only because there were literally people walking by the defendant as he took out that gun, correct?
No.
Do you remember people walking by the defendant as he had the gun out?
I remember seeing people walk up the hill, yes.
Listen to my question. Do you remember seeing individuals walking directly by the defendant after he removed the gun and had the gun in his hand?
I did not see individuals walking directly next to him.
Okay, let me show you. We're going to put up again People's 15. So I want you to watch. You're going to see steps. There's a gun out. Now they're off camera, and you see Sabit. Did you see two sets of footsteps that were walking from the direction to the left of the screen, past where you guys were all standing, toward the right of the screen?
Yes.
And would you agree that if we rewind that, they are literally walking by? You can't see where they are, but you can see their feet. They are walking by literally the spot where the defendant has the gun at the time he has the gun out, correct?
Can I see it again?
Sure. So they're off screen now. There's the gun. Gun is put back, and there are those individuals. You would agree they've walked extremely close, if not directly by where the incident was occurring, correct?
They walk by us, yes.
So you would agree that if Mr. Mayers had decided to use that gun right at that point, that would have been directly in front of those individuals.
Can you rephrase it?
So if he had decided, I want to take that gun out, and I want to use it, I want to shoot it at Relli, that would have been done directly in front of those two people.
I can't answer a hypothetical question, but he did not do it on the screen.
Listen to my question. You just agreed that they were literally walking by the exact spot where this incident was going on, correct?
Yes.
So what I'm telling you, asking you, would you agree, sir, that if Rocky at that point, Mr. Mayers, had actually used the gun that we saw him remove, it would have been done directly in front of those people?
Objection, closer speculation.
I can't agree because you see him going in the opposite direction, and you can see the people walking in another direction from him. You don't see them running. You don't see them trying to evade anything. You just see them walking.
So I didn't ask you, sir, if in fact those individuals ever saw the gun. I asked you, would you agree that if he had decided to use the gun at that point, it would have been right where those people were, correct?
I can't agree.
All right. What after the first incident ended, would you agree that although Relli was angry, he did not ever respond by pulling any weapon himself, correct?
Correct.
And would you also agree that, as you're personally aware, Relli never had any weapon with him that you ever saw during either of these two incidents, correct?
Aside from using his hands, I didn't see anything else.
So I just asked you about a weapon. Did you consider Relli's hands to be a weapon?
Honestly, yes.
Okay, so other than his hands, did he have a weapon? Gun, knife, club, any weapon that you saw?
To be honest, I only seen his hands, and his hands could be considered a weapon.
If you can answer the question I'm asking, it would be helpful. Listen to my question, sir. Did you ever see any weapon other than his hands in Relli's possession at any point during either of the two incidents?
I seen his hands, yes.
All right.
Your Honor, could the court
Mr.
instruct
Phillips, this is what he's asking. We understand that you believe that Relli's hands were weapons.
Yes.
What he's asking you, though, is did you see him with a gun at all, any time that night?
I said no. I said
All right.
no weapons.
Did you see him with a knife?
No,
Did you see him with a club?
no.
Did you see him with any kind of weapon that could be, offensive weapon that could be used against someone else?
Thank you, Your Honor. What is the first thing that you remember happening after the first incident ended? So what happened?
After the first incident happened, after the first incident happened, I just recall Rocky being around the corner first, because I told him to go. Also, Ills trying to calm Rel down. Rel in the back, kind of angry and like volatile, getting ready to make a move, but I'm telling Rocky, yo, leave. So that's the first thing I seen. First thing I seen was Rocky leave, then Ills speak to Relli, and then Relli start picking up more energy to like get closer to Rocky.
And it's your testimony at this point in time, you have not seen Relli hit anybody, correct?
Not yet.
Okay. And you've also talked about how large and muscular Relli is, correct?
Yes.
You mentioned that Relli is much stronger than you. He's much stronger than Ills. He's much stronger than Mr. Mayers, correct?
Yes.
So would you agree, sir, that the reason that Relli hasn't hit anybody at this point in time is because Relli didn't want to hit anybody at this point in time?
Objection, Your Honor. Full state of mind speculation.
Read the question back, please, guys.
Would you agree, sir, that the reason that Relli hasn't hit anybody at this point in time is because Relli didn't want to hit anybody at this time?
Sustain.
Was there anything preventing Relli from punching Ills?
At that moment, I feel like his eyes was on Rocky. So I'm not too sure what was his state of mind. I'm not too sure.
I didn't ask you state of mind. I'm going to ask you again. He's right next to Ills, correct?
Yes.
Is there anything that would have stopped him from physically being able to punch Ills?
He did end up punching Ills.
You just testified that he did not punch Ills.
No, I'm saying he did end up punching Ills. So can you explain it to me so I can understand?
Sure. I'm only talking about this first incident, all right? You're saying, you talked about how Relli is angry.
Yes.
And even though I didn't ask you, you interjected during the last question how Relli was, quote, planning his next move or about to make a move.
Objection already made.
Overruled.
So my question is, since you said Relli was, quote, about to make a move, you would agree that at that point in time, we're still at the first scene, at the parking structure, there was nothing to stop Relli from punching Ills right at that time, correct?
Correct.
There was nothing to stop Relli from punching you at that time, correct?
I wasn't that close. It was space between us.
Well, did you ever see Relli charge you and try to punch you?
Yes, I did.
So you're telling me that at that first incident, you're now testifying that Relli tried to punch you?
I'm saying when we turned the corner, this is still a part of the same incident. I understand you trying to separate it, but it's still the same incident when he's coming around the corner.
And you're telling me Relli tried to punch you when he went around the corner?
Yes.
And can you tell us where in your statement you ever mentioned this fact that you're now testifying to?
Objection, Your Honor. It's not his statement. Into this.
It's a statement that they provided.
The objection's overruled.
You want me to show you the statement?
I don't need to see the statement.
Have you ever told the defense that that Relli tried to punch you in this case?
I had to tell them that because you can see it clear on the video. He's coming towards me.
So you're saying he's coming towards you and you're saying he tried to punch you. Which is it? Did you physically see him with his fist try to punch you?
So, would you like me to explain? I can explain.
No, I
what
want
the
you to
incident-
answer the question I've asked.
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes.
So-
For one, after he hit Ills, I heard him running towards me, and then that's when I juked, and I run to the side.
Wait a minute, you just testified, sir, that Relli never tried to hit Ills at the first scene. That didn't happen until the second scene.
Okay, I'm explaining the whole situation. So to you, it might be one incident, two incidents. To everybody, it's just one incident.
No, sir, I clarified with you, and you told me you understood. We were talking about two separate incidents. I asked you specifically what happened during the first
So the first incident.
I'm not done with my question. When I'm done, you'll know.
Judge, objection. When I'm done, we'll know. Oh, you meant the bad room.
30 minutes to stand as a scene.
Sir, please listen to my question. I'll let you know when the question is over. You were previously asked whether or not Relli hit Ills during the first incident. You said no. Do you recall that testimony?
Yes.
You are now saying that, in fact, Relli did hit Ills during the first incident, correct?
I'm not saying Relli hit Ills during the first incident. No, he did not hit Ills during the first incident.
So I want to be clear. I'll let you know when I'm talking about the second incident.
No problem.
So what I asked you was, is you would agree that had Relli wanted to hit either of the three of you, Ills, yourself, or the defendant, during the first incident, and between the first and the second incident,
Yes.
there was nothing physically from stopping him from doing that.
If we talk about the first incident, right?
Yes.
The first incident where he put his hands on Rocky.
Yes.
Okay, so the first incident, he did put his hands on somebody.
Your Honor, can the court, I have a limited time. The witness is repeatedly, intentionally not answering my
Yeah.
questions.
All right, listen very carefully to the question and just answer the question. Okay, ask the question again.
Isn't it true that during the first incident and between the first and second incident, that there was nothing physically preventing Relli from punching or hitting you or Ills or the defendant? That's a yes or a no question. Do you agree that that is correct?
I don't agree.
So my question is, can you tell me, you've explained how strong Relli is. You explained that he's stronger than you, he's stronger than the defendant, he's stronger than Ills. So my question is, what exactly was preventing him from punching any of the three of you during the first incident or between the first and the second incident?
I don't know what exactly was stopping him, aside from Ills saying, trying to calm him down. Ills was trying to calm him down. And also, we were trying to get from where we were. So maybe because we were moving, that's the only thing that could have stopped him from hitting us, because we were moving away from him.
Well, Relli did not chase after the three of you running and trying to assault any of you, correct?
He followed us.
Do you know the difference between following and chasing somebody?
Well, I feel like there's different ways to follow. You can follow by walking, or you can follow by running.
Was he running after you guys, chasing you at any point in time?
We didn't run, we walked around the corner.
So if you walked around the corner and Relli did not catch up to you, then you agree he was not running after you, trying to catch you, correct?
That's not true, because when we turned the corner, Relli was right next to Ills.
So now your testimony is that in fact Relli was chasing you down, is that correct?
I said Rel was following Ills. He was following Ills.
So when you get to the area where the second incident occurred, I want you to describe exactly what happened when the second incident began. So I want you to actually explain to us, you're walking between the first incident and the second incident, and I want you to now describe how does the second incident start.
And so we're on the same page. Can you explain to me, to yourself, where do you feel as though the second incident started?
Well, the second incident you testified on direct started when you get to the parking lot.
No, I know what I said, but you asked me a question. I just want to be able to answer the question efficiently.
When you get to the parking lot, that is when, in your mind, the second incident started, correct?
To me, as soon as we turn the corner,
Okay, so which corner are you describing that you turn? And I'm not going to make you do streets because I know it's complicated. My question is, are you talking about when you turn the corner right where the parking lot is, where the second incident starts? Or are you talking about when you turn the corner leaving the first incident?
so basically, from my recollection, because I can't see the video right now, the second incident starts as we turn the corner.
Turn the corner.
As we make the left. I believe we made the left.
Into the parking lot where the second incident, where the shots were fired, or are you talking about when you first leave a block and a half away?
So notice that we left a whole block away. We started walking. We didn't run because this is still a front, and there was no plans or anything to do to him. So why would we run from a front? We're just walking down the block. So also giving him time to just, I guess, calm down. So we just walked down the block.
So you're talking about when you turn left, you mean after you've been walking and you get to where the parking lot is, where the shooting happened, correct?
So as soon as we got down the block and go to turn to the corner, we come around the corner a little bit, Terell attacks the Hills.
Okay. And can you describe how he attacked Hills?
From my recollection, he started swinging. He started just, throwing punches.
And those punches were landing on Hills, correct?
Yes.
And you ended up seeing an injury to Hills' upper knuckles, correct? You've seen the injury, is that right?
Excuse me?
Judge Jackson.
Hills or
Not Hills, I'm sorry. My fault. You've seen the injury to Relli's upper knuckles, correct?
I never seen him in person, so can you show me?
So let me ask something. Were you aware that Relli suffered an injury the night of November 6th to his upper knuckles? Upper finger, excuse me.
From what I heard, but I never seen the injury.
Okay, I'm going to show it to you now.
Your Honor, could you bump him in a bit?
See?
This is April 17.
Do you see the injuries to his knuckles? Actually, the top of the fingers. Do you see those injuries to the first three?
Yes.
Have you ever seen that before?
I've probably seen it like on the internet, but I never seen it up close. I never seen it.
And did you see it that night?
No.
Your position is you said Ills was getting punched by Relli, correct?
Yes.
And I don't want to get myself in trouble. Was that with a fist or an open hand?
I know it was his hand. I'm not too sure of the positioning of his hand.
You would agree, and you said before in your direct evidence, your direct testimony and cross-examination, on Friday you said that Relli punched Ills repeatedly with a fist. Do you recall that?
Yes.
So you're now talking about that's the incident you're referring to where Ills was punched by Relli, correct?
Yes.
And that was with a fist, correct?
Yeah, fist is on your hand, so I believe so.
And that was multiple times, correct?
I believe so, yes.
And you've explained that Relli is extremely strong, correct?
Yes.
And we showed you the pictures of Ills from the next night, and you agreed you couldn't see any visible injuries, correct?
I never said that Ill's face was broken. I never said he had a black and blue on his eyes. I said he
Mr.
Yeah.
Wright is non-responsive.
Sustained.
Listen to my questions.
Strict.
You testified on Friday that you agree that Ills did not have any visible injuries, correct?
Hold on, can you rephrase that? Do you mean by in the video that you showed the next day? You didn't say the video of the event because we
Well-
can't.
Well, hold on a minute. Are you saying you remember him having visible injuries?
I'm asking you, can you rephrase it because you're just saying you're saying from the video or what event?
Well, let's take it one at a time. You testified on Friday that the visible injury, you said that his lip was bleeding.
His lip was bleeding, yes.
And you agree that in the video that you saw, you couldn't see his lip bleeding.
Objection, which video? That's what he says.
Well,
Which video?
I showed you a video
Would you like to show me again?
on Friday.
You talking about the video that was taken the following day?
Yes, the video
That's
taken
the
the
video he's
following
talking
day
about. Okay.
where he has the flag on. You said, we had it up there.
Yes.
You could not see any visible injury to his face, correct?
Also,
Is that correct?
Yes or no?
yes.
So my question to you is, if Relli is punching him multiple times with his fist, do you know why there was no visible injury?
I have no idea.
Okay. I want to now show you, you said that, let me ask it this way. So it's your position that the second incident started because Relli attacked Ills. Is that correct?
Yes.
And it's your position that that incident started and that it was the defendant pulling out what you said is a prop gun in response to that. Is that correct?
Can you rephrase that?
You're saying that the defendant pulled the prop gun out, what you said is a prop gun, in response to Relli punching Ills.
From the first situation or the second video? Because I'm trying to
Okay.
be sure.
In the second incident,
Yes.
you said the second incident started when all of a sudden Relli starts attacking Ills, punching him.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes.
And you've also, I want to be clear, you've said that on direct examination that that is the reason that you saw that the defendant pulled out the gun because he was trying to protect Ills who was under attack. Is that correct?
In the second situation.
Yes.
Can you show me the video so we could all see it together and I can explain to you?
Well, we're going to watch the video,
Yes.
but before that, I'm asking you, that is what you have said, correct?
Yes.
All right, now we're going to watch the video. I want you to pay close attention as we watch this video. This is people 17. I want you to pay close attention as to whether or not there is contact between Relli and Ills before the defendant pulls out his gun.
This is people's 15.
You're watching on the top left. Stop. You would agree that at this moment right here, that the defendant has removed the gun and is walking towards where Relli and Ills are, correct?
No.
I want you to tell me, use the pointer. I want you to tell me, identify each person on the screen, please.
Okay. Can you rewind it?
Sure.
Right here.
Yeah, we'll rewind it. Who's in the red?
I'm in the red.
You're the easiest one to identify as the red, right? Okay.
So
Stop it.
stop it.
Okay.
That's Rocky.
Okay.
That's myself. I believe over here is Ills. I can't tell you.
Okay. Do you agree that at this point in time, there is no contact, and there has not been any contact at this second incident between Relli and Ills?
Well, yes.
Okay? We're going to keep playing it. Stop. Okay? Watch it again. And I'm going to ask you, when we get there, would you agree that the defendant turns around and pulls out his gun. Stop. Gun is coming out now, and I want you to point to where the defendant is and where Ills is.
Well, I see the defendant, but I don't see him pulling out no gun. I don't see him.
You go and you point to where the defendant is, I'm sorry, where Ills is and where Relli is.
So this would be the defendant.
Yep.
This would be myself.
Yeah.
Over here would be Els.
Yep.
And I believe this would be Rev.
Would you agree that up to this point, Relli, at this second incident, has not made any physical contact with Ills?
Can you play the video?
Listen to my question. Up until this point, and I'll keep playing it, do you agree that there has been no physical contact that Relli has made with Ills?
Right here, there's
Yeah.
no physical contact.
And no physical contact right before, correct?
Right before we turned on. Right before he had no contact. Right
Okay,
here.
that's at 56 seconds.
This song didn't file labeled combines or ends video, Your Honor.
Excuse me?
No, we're just clarifying for the record, sir. So you would agree this is the beginning of the second incident, correct?
I would say this is the second incident, yes.
Is it the beginning of the second incident?
No, because I would say the beginning of the second incident is when Relli puts his hands on Els. So that's when it becomes an incident. Because before then, we were leaving.
So the second incident hasn't started yet, according to you, correct? Because there's been no hands.
There's,
Is that right?
there's no hands from it. There's nothing going on from anybody right
Okay,
now.
so I just want to be clear. So in your position, where we are right now, at 56 seconds, the incident has not started yet, correct? Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. Watch. Stop. You would agree that the defendant advances towards where Relli and Ills are before Relli makes any attempt to make contact with Ills. Is that correct?
No, that's not correct.
Would you agree that before there's any contact between Relli and Ills, the defendant has already taken out his gun?
That's not correct.
Okay? Please play it, rewind it, and we'll play it going forward. Okay? Keep watching, sir. Want to stop? Where were you when this second incident started?
Well, referring to when I said it began,
Yeah.
when Relli attacked Els, I was right there. I was right next to him.
What did you do as soon as the defendant, you saw him take out his gun? What did you do?
Can you rephrase that?
When the defendant took out his gun, you ran towards that wall for safety, correct?
No, I ran towards the wall. When, if you could play it, you could see Rel coming towards me. That's when I moved.
Play it again. So your position is you were going. I thought Relli is attacking Ills. Is Relli attacking Ills or is he going after you? Which is
So Relli hit Els. He got Els out the way, and then he tried to hit me. And I stated before, I'm not fighting Rel because my inguinal hernia.
we're gonna
So
play.
so I juked and moved.
We're gonna play, and I want you to tell me. I want you to yell stop when you see the point where Relli is trying to hit you.
Stop.
This is where you're saying Relli's trying to hit you.
Yep, and then you see me moving.
Let me ask him, you would agree that by this time, the defendant has the gun out, correct?
The warning shot came.
Listen to my question. By this point in time, the defendant has the gun out already.
The
correct?
prop is out after Els is attacked. Not before, after.
Listen to my question. It's pretty simple. I'm not asking you about when Ills was attacked. I'm saying at this point in the video, before you start running towards the wall, he has the gun out, correct? That's a yes or a no.
I don't recall. I recall the prop being out after Relli attacked, after Relli moved, never before.
Let's watch
Not
it
before I
again.
ran.
Watch it again, please. You said you don't recall, and then you all of a sudden recall. So
No, I'm just recalling about it.
watch it again.
That's stricken, please.
Yeah, that's the statement by Mr. Lewis here.
Stop. In fact, sir, you don't run until the defendant fires the first shot, correct?
I don't run until after Relli tries to hit me.
Listen to my question. Did you just see, sir, listen, do you see the defendant firing a shot in what we just saw? We'll play it again for you.
Can you play me again?
Sure. Stop.
That's the first shot.
And you start running right after that shot, correct?
Relli is already running towards me, so
Listen, motion to strike is non-responsive. I'm not asking what Relli did. I'm asking you, this is a yes or no question.
I did not run
Sir,
from the shots.
listen to my question. I'm not asking you what you ran from. Listen. Isn't it true that the timing, you do not run until after that first shot is fired? Yes or no?
Well, yes.
Okay. And it's your position, sir, that you knew it was a prop gun when it came out, correct?
Yes.
And it's your position that Relli knew it was a prop gun when it came out, correct?
Yes.
Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Phillips, that what's happening in that video is not Relli attacking Ills, it's him trying to use Ills as a shield so he doesn't get shot?
No.
Let's run it, please. Stop. You agree at this point in time at, I can't see, at 55 seconds, Relli still has not hit Ills yet, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And you would agree that right at this point in time, this is when the gun is going to come out, and that the defendant is going to advance towards where Relli and Ills are. Is
I
that
don't
correct?
agree.
You don't agree with that?
I don't agree.
Watch the video, please. Stop. He is about to fire the shot. Do you agree?
You said he's about to?
Yes. Right
Oh,
now.
okay, so can you play it one more time?
I'm going to play through, but do you agree he's about to fire the shot?
No, can I see it?
Yeah,
Just so I
okay.
can explain it to you?
Do you agree that you have not started moving yet at that point in time, correct? You're not running yet, right? We'll play it again. Go ahead. That's okay. Gun is out, and now he's about to fire. Boom! Shot happens, and you run after, correct?
I run because if you
That is not what I asked you. Motion to strike is non-responsive.
Stop. The answer is non-responsive.
Sir, listen.
He's asking you a question.
Okay,
Wait, hold on. He's asking you a question which calls for a yes or a no.
I'm not asking you why you ran. I'm asking you, isn't it true that you do not run until after the defendant fires the shot?
That's not true.
That is not true. So, play it one more time, and I want you to tell me when the shot is fired. You tell me when you see that first shot fired, please.
Yes.
Okay, you tell me, you say stop when the first shot is fired.
Stop.
Okay. Do you agree, sir, you are just about to start running, but you have not started running yet? Agreed?
After the first shot? After the first shot?
Yes.
I'm not running. You see me still right there.
Okay, the first shot's fired. Keep playing.
Then you see me run. That's not a shot.
So what I asked you before was, isn't it true that the first shot was fired before there was ever any contact between Relli and Ills? You said no, but you would agree when you watch this, the first shot is fired before your allegation that Relli was attacking Ills, correct?
That is not true. On the
Okay.
video, you can see.
Motion strike, everything after that is not true. Isn't it true, sir, that the reason that you ran after the first shot was because you knew it was not a prop gun and you were worried that you might get shot in the crossfire?
No.
How many shots did you hear getting fired?
I want to say just 2. But after the first,
No, that's enough. I want you to keep watching the video. And I want you to tell me when you see the second shot being fired. Okay. Let me just stop for a second. Would you agree that between shots, that Relli is grabbing Ills and trying to use him as a shield?
no. Really, the whole time?
Motion strike,
the answer
everything
no?
after was not
No.
responsive.
All right, the answer's no.
Would you agree that after the first shot was fired, that the defendant is maneuvering his gun in what appears to be an attempt to find a line of fire toward Relli?
No.
All right, let's play it, please. Stop. Is this what we've just seen? Is this where you are saying that Relli was punching Ills?
Yes.
And is this also where you are saying that having watching this, you do not believe that Relli was attempting to use Ills as a shield?
I do not believe it.
And let me ask something. Did you see during the second shot, did you see between the first and the second shot, the defendant repositioning himself and running around himself?
Can you rephrase that?
Between the first and second shots, did you see the defendant repositioning himself and the gun?
From my recollection, I've never seen him reposition the gun. I seen him have his hand, I believe. up
Motion
in the
strike,
air.
everything else is non responsive. Let's play that again, please. I want you to watch. Sir, isn't it true that what you just saw, if you saw between the first and second shots, Relli holding Ills, trying to keep Ills between he and the defendant literally running around with his gun, attempting to get a line of sight on Relli?
No.
Let me ask you something. You've testified that everybody, including Relli, knew it was a prop gun, right?
Yes.
If it's a prop gun, and Rocky knows that everyone knows it's a prop gun, can you tell me, are you aware of why he would have a need to be repositioning himself between shots? Do you know?
No.
Would you agree that if it's a prop gun, and that Relli knows it's a prop gun, that it's going to have no effect on stopping Relli from doing anything because he already knows it's prop gun?
Correct, because it didn't stop him.
So we know you're saying it didn't stop him, but this is my question. Your testimony is that the entire time Relli knows this is a prop gun.
Yes.
You're telling me that when it's pulled on him at the first scene, he basically says, put that fake gun away, correct?
Yes.
You're telling me that the second scene, when the gun is taken out and fired, Relli knows it is a prop gun, correct?
Yes.
You're telling me that when Relli is running around, that he still knows it's prop gun, correct?
He wasn't running around. He's hitting the hips, so he's not running nowhere.
But that entire time, you're saying Relli knows it's prop gun.
Yes.
Can you tell me, are you aware, sir, of how that prop gun, if Relli knows it's a prop gun, how that in any way is going to stop him from allegedly attacking Mills? Do you know?
Well, just the sound. That's all I can say is the sound.
So you're telling me that even though Relli knows it's not real, that he's going to stop attacking Ills because of a sound from a fake gun that he knows is fake. Is that your testimony?
It was the sound from the prop, also the sound from the car alarms. It was drawing a lot of attention to the situation. So, as you can see, Relli didn't run. He got a couple more hits on Ills.
Motions, okay, that's fine. Can you tell me, how does this incident end?
How does this incident end?
How does it end?
Okay. Well, after the incident, as you can see, there's a lot of attention being drawn to us. The car alarms are going off.
Okay.
I push Rocky, yo, bro, let's go. We out. Because our voice before, yo, we should have been left, you know? So now we're leaving. We're going in the opposite direction.
Let me stop you. You would agree, Mr. Phillips, that this incident ended because you literally pushed Rocky away, and that his initial response was to push back at you as if he wanted to go back and do some more. Would you agree?
No.
Let's watch the video, please. Stop. Would you agree, sir, you are literally pushing Rocky away, who is trying to advance towards back what is going on?
So actually,
Motion to strike is non-responsive. That is a yes or a no.
could you phrase your question, please?
Isn't it true that what you just watched, you are literally pushing Rocky away from going back towards where Relli and Ills were?
Yes.
Correct?